These are the two signs that you need second order change. When you have a problem, in this case, the hill has gotten steep, and your solution or your attempted solution to the problem is either try harder, or those of you who love air quotes, try harder, or your other solution is more of the same. Either of those, if those are your attempted solutions, you're simply entrenching the problem. You're just doing first order change. You're not changing anything. Whatever's not working, just do more of that. If you have an employee who just is underperforming and they're not meeting your expectations, and you happen to be naturally an over-functioner, which a lot of leaders are, you then meet with the employee, you give them a performance improvement plan, you try to equip them, and it's not working. If your next move is more of the same, more insight from you, more meetings from you, more effort from you, that's an attempted solution. You're just making the problem worse. Attempted solutions is what makes a problem chronic. What makes a problem chronic? This right here is what makes you need to go to therapy. This right here is what gets a system stuck. And the way you know a system is stuck is when it's recurring and predictable. Okay, when it's recurring and predictable. When a couple comes in for marriage counseling and they're fighting the same way, the content doesn't matter. Whether they're fighting about sex, the kids, finances, courtesy, picking up around the house, calling each other names, the content has become irrelevant. I could sneak in content. I could say to them, what favorite balloon color do you have? And they would fight about balloon colors the same way they're fighting about things that really matter. That's when you know you're stuck. So if you're a leader, or if you're a parent, or if you're in a relationship with your extended family and you're just fed up with the way it works, what you have to do is figure out the problem, figure out your attempted solutions, and pay attention to when you're relating the same way over and over. Now, something that's really essential before we get to this: not all systems and patterns are bad. In fact, a lot of systems and patterns are really healthy. We're only addressing chronic and anxious problems. So, for example, you could map out a positive system the same way. When a family is around the dinner table and there's lots of laughter, and they're depending on certain kids to bring the funny, like that's all positive. When you see families, for example, that always make sure to say that I love you before the end of every conversation, that's a recurring pattern, but that's not a problem. That's what makes the system strong and healthy. So we are not saying that every recurring pattern is bad. Many recurring patterns are what make your system beautiful. We're just talking about the ones that are toxic, the ones that are unhealthy. And if you want to really build a healthy culture in your organization, this is the level of leadership you have to work on. Okay, trusty pen. Okay, the third step is you identify the motivated change agent or agents. Sometimes there's more than one. Hopefully there's more than one. And you identify your complicity in the problem. This is why I love this theory, is because you are not the victim of this system and you are not outside the system. Oftentimes you as a leader are contributing to the problem. So when it comes time to now apply reversals and start to break the pattern, you can do it from a posture of humility, because as you're recruiting motivated change agents, we'll talk more about this, you're saying to them, I am part of the problem. First of all, motivated change agents. Who in the system doesn't want the system to stay the same? That's your MCA, your motivated change agent. Almost always, if you are the one doing this, you are the motivated change agent. You can bring change to a system with one person who wants to change. That's what's amazing. That's almost miraculous about this. And then name as specifically as you can your own complicity. How are you contributing to the problem? If you're stumped on that, you can simply say, okay, what is my attempted solution? In what ways am I applying try harder and more of the same? But another great way to figure out your complicity is to pay attention to your reactivity. Your reactivity. When someone does something and you get irritated, what do you do next? That might be how you are complicit in the problem.